Welcome to the Daily Stoic Dose. Before starting this video, subscribe and share channel for more Stoic advice and philosophy. Most men believe attraction begins in conversation. In reality, it begins before words ever land. It starts as a sensation, subtle, quiet, and immediate, a shift in her breathing, a pause she doesn't explain, a warmth that moves through her chest without permission. And by the time her mind tries to understand what's happening, her body already knows. There are things a man can say, simple, calm, almost invisible, that bypass logic entirely. They don't sound bold, they don't sound flirtatious, they don't sound dangerous, but inside her emotional world, they create movement. She doesn't analyze them, she doesn't debate them, she feels them, and once that feeling wakes up, it doesn't ask her for approval. This is where most men lose control of the moment, either by pushing too much, or by disappearing completely. Today, you'll understand why. Attraction does not ask for permission. A woman's attraction is not built on reason. It doesn't wait for circumstances to be perfect. It doesn't care about timing, titles, or promises. It rises from a deeper place, one that responds to contrast, presence, and emotional stimulation. This is why a woman can have a stable life, a partner she respects, a routine that works, and still feel something unexpected toward another man. Not because she planned it, not because she wanted to, but because her emotional system reacted before her mind had a say. Attraction doesn't follow morality, it follows emotion, and when emotion awakens, logic arrives late. Why men misread women completely. Most men approach women from the neck up. They believe attraction is built by saying the right thing, explaining themselves clearly, proving their value, gaining approval. So they talk, they over-explain, they over-offer, they overinvest. Others go to the opposite extreme, they hide. They suppress interest, they wait too long, they fade into the background. Both mistakes come from the same misunderstanding, believing attraction is earned through effort instead of presence. A woman doesn't respond to effort, she responds to how she feels in your presence. And feelings don't come from chasing, they come from contrast. Emotional contrast is the source of desire. Stability feels safe, predictability feels comfortable. Routine feels familiar, but none of those create desire on their own. Desire wakes up when something feels different, when a man enters her emotional space without needing anything from her, without trying to move her, without trying to claim her. Her nervous system notices, it feels rare, it feels calm, it feels grounding, and grounding energy is magnetic. The silent truth men avoid. Here is a truth many men sense but rarely admit: a woman can love her partner, and still feel drawn to another man. This isn't about betrayal, it's about stimulation. Love provides safety, desire requires movement. When emotional life becomes repetitive, even in good relationships, something inside her begins scanning for contrast, not consciously, instinctively. And when she encounters a man who carries himself with emotional self-control, calm authority, inner independence, her body responds before her thoughts catch up. She doesn't choose to feel it, she experiences it. Masculine presence versus masculine pressure. Pressure repels, presence attracts. Pressure feels like wanting a result, expecting a reaction, needing validation. Presence feels like being complete already, listening without agenda, allowing space. A woman relaxes when she feels no demand, and relaxation is where her feminine energy reappears. That is where attraction lives. Desire responds to what she doesn't control. When a man is clearly trying to win her, she already has him. When a man is calm, centered, and not reaching, her curiosity activates. She begins wondering, why isn't he pushing, why isn't he performing, why does he seem unaffected? And that question creates movement inside her. Curiosity becomes attention, attention becomes imagination, and imagination is where desire grows. Attraction is not a decision, it's a reaction. This is why a short interaction can matter more than a long one. A single sentence can echo for days, a quiet presence can outperform loud confidence. When your energy carries emotional stability, she senses it instantly. Her body reacts before she understands why, and once that reaction begins, it doesn't shut off easily. The responsibility of awareness. Understanding this gives you influence, but influence without control creates chaos. A mature man knows the difference between awakening emotion, acting on impulse. True masculine strength is restraint. You don't need to cross boundaries to be felt. You don't need to disrupt lives to create attraction. Your power lies in remaining centered even when emotion appears. That is what separates grounded men from reactive ones. Phrase 1, the line that disarms her defenses. There is a sentence that instantly shifts the emotional tone, not because it's clever, but because it removes pressure. That sentence is, "I'm not here to change your perspective. I just want to understand you." When spoken sincerely, something in her relaxes, her guard lowers, her breathing softens, her nervous system registers safety. Why? Because her greatest fear in conversation with men is this, that he is trying to move her somewhere, convince her, correct her, impress her, claim her. This sentence removes that fear. Why this line works so deeply: it communicates three things at once. You are not seeking control. You are emotionally independent. You respect her inner world. Respect is rare, and emotional respect is unforgettable. When a woman feels respected without being pedestalized, she feels seen, not hunted. The emotional shift she feels: imagine she's speaking about something personal, stress, conflict, doubt. Most men interrupt, offer solutions, give opinions. You don't. You listen, then you say, calmly, "I'm not trying to change how you feel. I just want to understand you." Her body reacts before she replies, her shoulders drop, her tone softens, she opens more, because now, she feels safe to exist, not perform. Emotional safety creates desire. Safety does not kill attraction, pressure does. When a woman feels emotionally safe without feeling claimed, her feminine energy resurfaces naturally. And feminine energy is receptive. She doesn't feel pushed, she doesn't feel evaluated, she feels held in awareness. That feeling is deeply attractive. The power is not the words, it's the state. This line only works when it's true. If your eyes are searching for approval, if your body leans forward in need, she will feel the disconnect. Women don't respond to words, they respond to congruence. Say less, breathe slower, stay grounded. Let silence exist, your stillness speaks louder than explanation. Masculine listening is rare. Listening without agenda is strength. It tells her, you are not lonely, you are not dependent, you are not rushing, you are present, not attached. And presence without attachment is magnetic. When the conversation shifts, at this point, something changes. The conversation stops being casual, it becomes felt. She starts revealing things she normally keeps guarded. She feels understood without being owned, and that emotional freedom creates attraction quietly, without effort. A reminder before we continue: these phrases are not tools. They are expressions of a centered inner state. If you memorize them without living the mindset, they collapse, but when they come from genuine presence, they create something lasting. Part 2, How surprise, distance, and self-control deepen desire. Attraction strengthens when she can't predict you. A woman relaxes when she understands a man, but she becomes drawn when she cannot fully predict him. Predictability creates comfort. Contrast creates attraction. This is why men who explain themselves too much slowly lose emotional impact. The mystery disappears, the tension fades. A grounded man doesn't hide information, he simply doesn't rush to reveal himself. He allows discovery, and discovery is what keeps her emotionally engaged. Why her mind needs movement. A woman's emotional system responds to stimulation, not certainty. This doesn't mean chaos. It means emotional motion. When everything in her life feels known, mapped, and expected, her inner world becomes quiet. That quiet isn't peace, it's stagnation, and stagnation quietly dulls desire. So when she encounters a man who responds differently than expected, not louder, not colder, but calmer, something inside her wakes up, her mind leans in. Phrase 2, the power of unexpected recognition. There is a sentence that works not because it flatters her, but because it interrupts her assumptions. That sentence is, "I like how your mind works." That caught me off guard. This line doesn't praise her appearance, it doesn't elevate her ego in the obvious way. It does something far more effective. It recognizes something internal, and introduces surprise. Why this phrase creates curiosity. Most women expect men to notice what's visible: her smile, her voice, her presence. Few men notice how she thinks. When you do, without exaggeration, her attention sharpens. And when you add, "that caught me off guard," you introduce a subtle emotional shift. She realizes, she affected you. She broke an expectation, she wasn't predictable, that realization stays with her. Surprise activates desire, desire responds to novelty, not loud novelty, not reckless novelty. Quiet, emotional novelty, the kind that makes her think later, I didn't expect that reaction from him. Now her mind begins replaying the interaction. What exactly did she say? Why did it affect him? What does he see that others don't? That reflection deepens attraction. How to deliver it correctly. Tone matters more than words. No excitement, no exaggeration, no leaning forward, just calm acknowledgement, a pause, a steady look, then the line, your stillness communicates confidence. And confidence without urgency feels powerful. Why her ego and desire both respond, this phrase touches two layers at once. Her ego feels recognized, her desire feels stirred, not because you praised her, but because you noticed her. Women crave to be seen beyond the surface. When you do that without chasing, she associates depth with your presence, and depth creates emotional attachment. The selective man is rare. This phrase also reveals something subtle about you. You are not easily impressed. You notice details. You respond selectively. That tells her you have standards, and standards create value. She begins to wonder, what does it take to truly impress him? That question places you in the position of emotional authority. Phrase 3, removing the need to impress. At some point in the interaction, she may comment on your calmness. You seem really relaxed. You're different from most men. You're not trying very hard. This is an opening, and the line that shifts everything is, I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to understand who you are. This sentence quietly reverses the usual roles. Why this line changes the dynamic. Most men try to stand out, they perform, they compete, they seek approval. When you remove yourself from that game, the emotional gravity shifts. You are no longer auditioning, you are observing, and suddenly, she feels the subtle pressure to be seen by you. Emotional stability is attractive. This line communicates emotional maturity. It tells her, you are not insecure, you are not chasing, you are grounded in yourself. Women trust emotionally stable men, and trust is the foundation of deeper attraction. How curiosity forms. Once she realizes you're not trying to win her, her mind starts working. Why doesn't he need my reaction? Why isn't he pushing? Why does he feel so steady? Those questions pull her attention inward. She starts thinking about you without intending to. And that's where desire grows, quietly. The energy shift you create, pressure disappears. She stops performing, she stops filtering, she relaxes into herself. That relaxation allows her authentic feminine energy to surface. And feminine energy responds naturally to grounded masculinity, masculinity without performance. This line only works when your behavior supports it. Slow speech, relaxed posture, unrushed responses. You are not withholding, you are simply not reaching, and that lack of reaching communicates strength. The difference between distance and detachment. Distance is cold, detachment is centered. You are engaged, but not dependent. She feels your attention, but she doesn't feel claimed. That balance creates tension, healthy tension. Why she feels drawn without understanding why. She may not consciously identify what's happening. She only knows, she feels calm around you. She feels seen, she feels something unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feelings leave impressions. The silent role of restraint. A man's restraint is more attractive than his pursuit. When you don't act on every impulse, when you don't escalate prematurely, when you don't rush emotional closeness, you communicate self-mastery, and self-mastery is deeply magnetic. Why controlled men feel dangerous? In a good way, danger doesn't mean harm. It means unpredictability combined with control. She senses you could move things forward, but you choose not to. That choice signals power. Desire deepens when you don't take it. When a man doesn't grab at attraction, it grows. When he stays composed, it lingers. She feels the tension, and carries it with her. Emotional memory is stronger than physical contact. A single calm interaction can echo longer than physical intimacy. Because emotional impressions last. She may forget words, but she remembers how she felt in your presence. The man who keeps his center wins. Many men lose themselves once they feel attraction returned. They rush, they overtext, they overinvest. The grounded man does not. He remains steady, and that steadiness keeps desire alive. A quiet reminder before part 3, you are not here to collect reactions. You are here to remain centered. Attraction that pulls you off balance weakens you. Attraction you can hold without attachment strengthens you. Part 3. The attraction you don't act on is the one she feels the most, the level most men never reach. There is a level of attraction that doesn't live in touch. It doesn't need flirting. It doesn't even need proximity. It lives in the mind. This is the attraction that follows her home. That appears in quiet moments, that returns when nothing is happening, and the man who creates this kind of pull is not the man who takes, he is the man who contains. Why mental attachment is stronger than physical desire. Physical attraction is fast. It burns hot and fades quickly. Mental attachment is slow, it builds silently, and once it forms, it doesn't disappear easily. A woman may resist physical temptation, but mental connection rewires how she perceives a man. She starts associating him with calm, clarity, emotional safety, inner strength, and once that association forms, her nervous system remembers it, even when she tries not to. The final phrase, the one that locks in depth. There is one final sentence that doesn't excite her instantly, but settles into her awareness and stays there. That sentence is, I enjoy talking to you, and I don't need it to be anything more than that. This line does something most men never do. It removes expectation. Why this sentence is so powerful? It communicates three things at once. You value the connection, you are not trying to take anything, you are emotionally complete already. This combination is rare, and rarity is attractive. What happens inside her when you say this? Her body relaxes, her mind slows down, because now she feels no pressure, no manipulation, no agenda, and in that emotional openness, something deeper appears. Curiosity. She starts wondering, why doesn't he want more? Why is he okay with this? Why does that feel so calming? And that curiosity pulls her closer than pursuit ever could. Detachment is not coldness. Many men misunderstand detachment. They think it means distance, silence, emotional withdrawal. True detachment is different. It means, you can enjoy connection without needing outcome. You can feel attraction without losing control. You can walk away without resentment. This kind of detachment feels safe to a woman. And safety allows desire to breathe. Why this line creates emotional imprint? When you say you don't need more, she feels free, and freedom is seductive. She is no longer protecting herself, she is no longer managing expectations, she can simply feel, and feelings that arrive freely last longer. The man who doesn't rush becomes memorable. Rushing signals hunger, hunger signals lack, stillness signals abundance. A man who doesn't need to escalate, doesn't need to define, doesn't need to secure, communicates that his life is already full, and fullness is magnetic. Why self-control is the ultimate masculine trait any man can pursue. Very few men can restrain themselves when attraction is returned. Self-control tells her, you are disciplined, you are self-aware, you are emotionally strong. That strength creates respect, and respect deepens attraction. I enjoy talking to you, and I don't need it to be anything more than that. This line does something most men never do. It removes expectation. Why this sentence is so powerful? It communicates three things at once. You value the connection, you are not trying to take anything, you are emotionally complete already. This combination is rare, and rarity is attractive. What happens inside her when you say this? Her body relaxes, her mind slows down, because now she feels no pressure, no manipulation, no agenda, and in that emotional openness, something deeper appears. Curiosity. She starts wondering, why doesn't he want more? Why is he okay with this? Why does that feel so calming? And that curiosity pulls her closer than pursuit ever could. Detachment is not coldness. Many men misunderstand detachment. They think it means distance, silence, emotional withdrawal. True detachment is different. It means, you can enjoy connection without needing outcome. You can feel attraction without losing control. You can walk away without resentment. This kind of detachment feels safe to a woman. And safety allows desire to breathe. Why this line creates emotional imprint? When you say you don't need more, she feels free, and freedom is seductive. She is no longer protecting herself, she is no longer managing expectations, she can simply feel, and feelings that arrive freely last longer. The man who doesn't rush becomes memorable. Rushing signals hunger, hunger signals lack, stillness signals abundance. A man who doesn't need to escalate, doesn't need to define, doesn't need to secure, communicates that his life is already full, and fullness is magnetic. Why self-control is the ultimate masculine trait any man can pursue. Very few men can restrain themselves when attraction is returned. Self-control tells her, you are disciplined, you are self-aware, you are emotionally strong. That strength creates respect, and respect deepens attraction.